welcome back to my channel. My name is Rena. If you're new here, then welcome. Today's video is very unexpected, as in I wasn't thinking filming today and then realized, oh yeah, I need to film today. But we're going to tackle an area that I wanted to show you for a long time, and I've been accumulating and trying and see if I could accumulate it more, which is, all these are my makeup declutters I'm getting rid of towards the end of 2023, by the start of 2022, like a fresh start. I definitely wanted to get more out of my collection. These are mainly either not working well for me, they're expired, can't make them work anymore, or I really feel like I'm out of love out of them. And some of them are just like, I can pass it to someone else. I'll say most of these I actually need to go. There are a lot that I'm seeing. I think what I'll do is to go from the big chunk first and get into like the lippies and eyeliners towards the end, because I'm pretty sure there's some down at the bottom as well. So if this sounds like something you would like to watch, like this video, continue watching, and maybe consider subscribe to my channel, because once I finish all this decluttering, I'll be going through my makeup inventory as well. I've been slowly showing you guys my skincare inventory, and it is headache, I know, but that's just my thing. That's what I like. So yeah, without further ado, let's just dive into it. By talking about big, I'm talking about eyeshadow palettes. I've got a few. We count them as we finish showing all the declutter towards the end. But the first one that I can see is this Empties Beauty limited edition peach palette. The palette itself, it still performs really well, and it got nice neutral shades on top and then different color varieties. I just don't find myself reaching it anymore. The neutral shade, I've got it everywhere, and then the burgundy-ish, yes, I've got it somewhere else. I have the purple one somewhere else before, and the bottom row is really not my shade. I don't tend to reach them, and I just feel like I don't want to reach this palette that often, so I can actually, well, this palette's a bit old, so I'm gonna see, my mom got a few friends, kids, they're like pretty young, like maybe around teenage age. If they want to play, simply just to play with it, more for just to like the color story, etc. If not, then I'll have to get rid of it. Then I have this sheltered palette of this shade. This is the Maybelline Lemonade Craze. It was in one of my year's project pan. After using it that entire year, I turns out really enjoying it. So I was like, you know what? I'm not getting rid of it. I'm gonna keep it in my collection, and I'm gonna try again late of 2023. To the point that I was like, I think it's workable, but it's not my favorite. As I was still trying to see if I want to keep it or getting out of my collection, this shade completely shattered, and I'm like, I'm not even going to open this one. This one has to go. And you might notice the other shade was already a repress, so I did drop this palette maybe twice, but yeah, part of it's my fault, the other part is palette's fault, okay? And I've also got a couple of BH Cosmetics palettes here. These are some really old palettes. First one was my favorite. Like, if you asked me 2 years ago, I would recommend this as one of my most loved palette, although I haven't been used that much. This is the BH Cosmetics Marble Collection in the Warm Stone. The cool one was really not good. This palette doesn't open up fully. It's one of the old-fashioned. Looking at the color story, it is so versatile, so everyday friendly. I still reckon so, and for the price, it's just unbeatable. I was really enjoying how it looks on my eyes, and then I realized, I don't know since when, every time I use it, it looks muddy on my eyes, and it just looks like dirty, like it's not defined well. It seems to all the colors merge together, so I think this is time for it to say bye-bye. Another one, sort of similar reason, is the BH Cosmetics Royal Affair. This is one of the palette that if you ask me now why I get it, I can't give you a reason. We've got all these shades over here. I actually played with this for a while. I got this palette when I first into eyeshadow palettes. So these is actually considered as a colorful in my opinion. Like the shades in the middle, I've definitely used the fair a bit and played a bit. It's a little bit crumbled, not the most formula and texture. And now when I'm looking at these shades, I'll be like, no. If I want certain color story, I have it in my collection. So this one doesn't have a space anymore. I don't see myself reaching to it. And I also have a Focala eyeshadow palettes by their city palettes. I've got the Paris. I might also have one more that I was still trying to decide. I can't remember, do I have one more, whether leave it or not. I do really enjoy the palette. Like, the palette itself has nothing wrong. It's somewhat actually similar to the Maybelline one that I just mentioned, and I was really into yellow gold. If you ever go into my eyeshadow collection, there is a section, all the colors are yellow gold, yellow gold. I like this warm yellowish color. I really do enjoy this, but unfortunately I was trying the hack of using eyeshadow as nail polish. For some reason, maybe I chose the wrong palette. This palette doesn't work for me, and I went for the two silver like shimmer shades. So now this palette can't use these two shades. The other ones that I can see in all of my other palettes, again, that green does not pop so vivid. Same with that yellow, so it's not a high pigmented palette. So I'm like, yeah, out of all the 15 shades, 2 are not usable and the rest is like, So it's time, this one I'm gonna get rid of it, not gonna let them to pick and choose. Then I have 2 very old palettes. These, too old to the point when I first purchased these, I had no other eyeshadow palettes, and I don't know much about doing eye makeup at all, so I was actually wanting to keep it for, you know, personal reasons. I might actually end up keep one. I'm not quite sure, I'm still thinking, but definitely out of my collection. Like, I'm not going to use it because they both looks a little bit muddy on my eyes now. They've already repackaged this one many times, and I have the original. That is why I want to keep it, because, you know, they're having a special spot in my heart. Rose and the Nude by Essence. When I first got these, like I said, I had no other eyeshadow palettes. These were sleeping under my pillows. Like, I was so into makeup and I don't have anything else. This is what happened. But now it's time to let it go. Another one that I purchased when I first got into makeup is this BYS Peach 2 palette. I was watching Cindy Lou YouTube channel. Like, she is a YouTuber. She was living in Melbourne, but I think she moved back to Tasmania. I can't think of the name. Now, Tassie now. And she reviewed a whole bunch of BYS things, as well as Focola. I bought this one because of her as well. And this is the palette that I purchased because I was like, you know, again, this vivid color shades like in my color story, but they really don't show up. I've actually used it in one of my videos, I think, or maybe I was trying to use it in a video and it just, the mattes are completely dried out. The shimmer was alright, but half of the palette's a matte shade. I'm just gonna get rid of it. I'm not gonna let anyone pick and choose because I know they're not working well. This is a fairly recent eyeshadow palette. This is by Kind Cosmetics here in Australia. I received this as a gift. So when you purchase a certain amount from Priceline and they give you a whole set, and this was in it. This is their Golden Browns eyeshadow palette. I've actually seen people really loving it. I don't hate it, and again, the color story is very neutral, so I don't actually see that golden browns as name suggested. It's not golden and it's not brown. The thing with this palette is they're workable and it's okay, but it created a boring look that I've already got with my other palettes, and there are 9 shades all for one look or slightly different. So I don't really enjoy it, and I don't do smoky eye look. So if you're saying this palette can create a smoky eye look, it means nothing to me. I'd rather you have different variations of golden and brown so I can play like slightly coffee-ish color, slightly more reddish brown, slightly more golden yellow. That will be my idea of golden browns. So I'm gonna get this out of my collection as well. And unfortunately, I do have a single eyeshadow never used, like honestly never used, and dried out completely. And I think it's a little bit moldy as well. I don't know if you guys want to see. It looks like a little moldy. This is by the brand I know this brand. I probably got this from a Look Fantastic event calendar many years ago. We have in the shadow 532, the cream eyeshadow. It's just, I tried to use it the other day, like I scraped a bit. I was like, if the center was still working, I'm still gonna make it work. No, it's completely not working. And that is all the eyeshadows that I can see. I am getting rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 eyeshadow palettes. I thought I did more, but that was good as well. Now let's get into primers now. Starting with this Huda Beauty primer. I actually don't think this is authentic. I don't see this anywhere. So I'm just gonna get rid of it. I actually use it a little bit. You can probably tell there is some usage and it works really well. But I'm just like now to the point, I've got so many. I'd rather make sure everything that I have that worth me mentioning in front of you guys can at least knowing where it's coming from. Like this, it's like coming from eBay, then no. It's going in this side, which I'm throwing away. Another one is from the brand Glamour Flash. This was an Australian brand. Saying was is because it's no longer available. It was actually sold at David Jones. Because I know it's no longer available and it's not something I super fall in love with, I decided to get rid of everything from the brand that I have, including one of their loose powder. It's a really beautiful vintage look and the puffer is so cute as well. I don't know if I want to leave the puffer out. Maybe I can leave the puffer out to do some of my powders as well. But yeah, I just don't see myself using it. Can't use it in front of the video and show you, so it's out of my collection. And talking about something that's very old, this Rimmel primer gotta get out of my collection. Fix and Protect Makeup Primer, SPF 25. Well, SPF is definitely no longer there. I don't know how much I use it, probably to here. This is in my memory the first ever primer that I've got. And I was like, oh my god, it's anti-pollution, anti-stress, protective shield, skin perfecting. Oh wow, I need this. Rimmel is a brand that got me into makeup when I first got it. I don't know why I was so into Rimmel. Not anymore, but they do have some really good stuff, don't get me wrong. It's too old. I still have a couple other Rimmel products I decided to keep, do I? Not necessarily for primer, but I have other things, especially their foundation still in my collection, but this is gotta go. And speaking of primer, I have one more primer, and this is a travel size by Cover FX Mattifying Primer. This is a 100 points from Sephora. I decided to get rid of it, and then I saw who the other day on YouTube, and she's like, this is one of my favorite primer. I was like, god dang it, I should try it again. But second thought, no. You decide to give it a, like, pass it, just get rid of it. It's a travel size and you never fell in love while you were using it many times, no point. The last primer is actually this one here by Etude House. Etude House now is called Etude, I think. Face Blur SPF 33+, PA++ for soothing, pore minimizing and tone up. This one I don't see much of pore minimizing or smoothing, but it's super tone up. I used to keep it when I had a foundation that's really dark in the shade, so I can just don't have to mix and match because it just balances it out. Now I don't do that anymore, so this has to go. That is all of my primers, and I've got rid of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 primers out of my collection. Okay, getting to the powders, I just mentioned the loose powder from Glamour Flash. This is going. And then I've also have a loose powder that was in my project pan, and after I used it, I decided to get rid of it. This is the Kat Von D Lock-It Brightening Powder in the shade Peach. It just does not work for me anymore. I've also got one pressed and one loose powder from the brand Crop. This is again one of the brand that was available in Australia, and they're all mineral products. These two are completely new, like I've never used this, same as this powder. The shade might be a little bit darker. I've got Cool Beige and in Light. Light one probably okay, but I never ever use mineral powders these days, so it's gonna put in this side for people to pick and choose if they want to. And then the pressed powder, I just don't use it. I think I was getting these because maybe I was thinking for videos, but now I'm just like, maybe I'm just getting it because I want to buy things. I'm being more cautious, like I have to buy the things I really want to buy, otherwise I'm not getting out of my collection. Getting through, I think that's all the powder, so I've only got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 powders out of my collection. Well, I haven't shown you my inventory because I'm too ashamed, but there's a lot. Moving into complexion products, that includes bronzer, highlight. I've got 3. First is a bronzer by Essence Sun Club Matte Bronzing Powder. I've actually just used this one in recent videos. I've got in the shade Darkened Skin. It's always hot pan, like I scrape it, use a couple days. If I don't continuously use it every day, it's just hot pan. I'm like, you're too hot to work with. I've got that many bronzers. You're too hot for me, but it's still working. Like, it was hot pan when I first purchased like the film, and then I scripted it, used it, hard, script, too much effort, but it would be a really good one for someone wanting to play with bronzer, just to knowing how to place it, because it's so subtle and you don't make mistakes at all. And for blush, I'm getting rid of this BYS Lip and Cheek Glow. This is when the twisting stick really popular, and I purchased this when it first launched, and I'm trying the video. So patchy on the face. It took away your underneath makeup, and it doesn't stay, it doesn't blend, and when it's on the lips, it just so creamy, sink into the lines. It doesn't even work as a lipstick. I thought it's impossible to make things work like this, a product to be as a creamy cheek blush but as well as a lipstick, until I was trying another one of my 100 points product from Nude Stick. Is it Nude Stick? Yes. They're all over face blush color. It works. So I know it's possible to achieve it, but not with this particular one. I don't know, maybe I can keep this for them to play as a cream product, but it's not gone bad. It's just not gonna work for me. And I've also got a highlighter. This is by the brand England. I received this one from Lumibox. This, I always use it as a face highlighter, and it's obviously super shimmery and a lot of sparks. It's actually going to look really good if you use it on stage, which I just finished watching Emma's performance on the day I'm filming it. This is in the shade Soft Sparkle, and on the back of it, it says for eyes, face, body highlighter. But I don't do body highlighter, and for eyes, I prefer something more creamy, intense, but less sparkle. Like, you can shine as much, but I don't want you to be so big and chunky and flaky. You have to be nice and creamy and fine milled. This is not the one, but I don't know if I might have to keep it for stage uses purposes, maybe for Emma, or if they decide to pick it, then they can have it. I forgot about my concealer and foundation. I don't know why, I just didn't went to that. I do have a couple that I'm ready to get rid of. First one is actually a BB cream or sunscreen product by Avene. This is an SPF antioxidant unifying care cream. It doesn't look really good. The color has a tiny bit of coverage, but no, I don't like it. It's very grey, and it doesn't look good as a foundation, but as a sunscreen, if you apply the amount, sometimes it looks a little bit too much. And it expired, so I was like, okay, I can't use it as sunscreen, and I'm not going to use it as a makeup, so it's time to say bye-bye. Another foundation is the Maybelline Dream Wonder. I don't even know if you guys still see this anymore. This packaging is so old. I'm now sitting upside down because I think I had almost a half used up. It's got this really weird design. This is droplet. It's like, I don't know. Why would you design things like this? It's actually working okay, but looking at all of my foundation collection and looking at all of my Maybelline foundations out of my foundation collection, I don't think I can keep this anymore, because if I have to get rid of something, this is one of them. That's why I'm getting rid of it. And the next 3 are the ones that are really not working well for me. First is the Thursday Plantation Tea Tree Blemish Stick with Manuka Honey. So this is not actually a concealer. It's one of those tea treatment, but it meant to have a bit of color, so I guess it covers it, also treating it. It has no coverage. Long story short, and I think it's expired as a tea tree stick treatment. The other 2, both by Australian brand Designer Brands, Glow This Way Illuminating Concealer. These I got actually not very long. Like, if it's working well, I would still keep it in my collection. I've got 2 shades, Honey and Beige. Crazy under my eyes, but I see if the kids want to play it. if they have a good skin. It could be just my skin's too much trouble. Now we're getting into like lip, nail and eyes, like eyeliner. Quickly, I've got two nail polishes that's gone. First is the what is this one? Nail lacquer in the shade the Brides to Be. I really like this color. It looks very gorgeous on the nails, and it's like one of those no nail color but pretty day, like no makeup day. This is like no nail color day, and it lasts freaking long, but it takes freaking forever to dry as well. And now it's getting too thick. If I do light coat, I can get rid of it, you know, wait for a really long time, it's fine. But now it's too thick, I have to wait literally forever. So no, I'm getting rid of it. I think I want to repurchase a similar shade, but I'm gonna try if to see Essence have it, because Essence ones are so super fast to gel nail. I might need to keep this bottle with me and then just to compare side by side when I walk in stores to get the other shade to match up with this one. But yeah, it's a good color but hard to work with. Another one is the Revlon Top Speed. This one dries fast, but it does not applicate well on the nails. It just always, the shade seems to be dripping down even just for your nails. So there's always areas really light in the shade and others so darker, and when you wanting to do a second coat, the same thing happen over and over again, so it never works. And frankly saying, all of their Top Speed, I think I might have 3 shades now. I only like their red shade. The others are just not working well for me. Alright, let's get into lips. I've got a lot to tackle through. First, let's go through lip pencil and crayons. I am getting rid of 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm getting rid of 7 lip crayon and lip liners. The 3 liners I'm getting rid of, one is from Rimmel Exaggerated Full Color Lip Liner, a shade 102. It's actually a really creamy, pretty peach. I'm not gonna do swatches because no point showing, and I don't like this shade. I'll see if you're really pale skin, you probably like it. I'm so yellow tone, I don't even know why I got this. And another one from LA Girl. This is their lip liner in the shade Maroon, I think, GP 546. I thought it's a good wine plump shade, but it actually looks so much different to what I thought on the back of the pencil. And I purchased this in like overseas on an American website, so they shipped all the way from the USA, and I'm decluttering it. It's sad. I've also got a lip color, like Color Dream by Maybelline. This is in the shade 420 in With Coral. You can actually use it as a lipstick or lip liner. I really do like the formula, but I actually worn this sort of shades before. I could make it work. You know what? If it could make it work, then that means I have to really struggle to reach to it, and I've decided to get rid of it. I'm not adding it back to my collection, so bye-bye. The other one is actually eyeliner, which we're going to talk about it later. So far there are 3 lip products. Number 4 will be Savvy by Designer brand Nourishing Lip Balm. This is in the shade Mauve. This has gone bad. It's a good one. I've probably used it 2 times. It smells horrifying, so I'm not opening it. Number 5, we have the Revlon Just Beaten Kissable Balm Stain. Again, this one's completely gone bad. I don't ever think you can get this one anymore. So yeah, bye bye. Let me put my new stick aside. I don't want to get rid of it by accident. And then I have this Face Shop Trose collection. This is a dual product. You have a lip liner on one side, or like a crayon if you wish. Then you have a lip stain on the other side. I really do like the design, but this shade is again very pink strawberry-y, and I've got a couple, and I've been working on the Lancome one. I feel like that one is just enough. So yep, saying goodbye to you. Couple of more lipstick, bullet stick. I've got 2 from Rimmel. One is their Kate collaboration ones in the shade 16. I used this as an intern when I was first, not even graduating, while I was still in uni. And this is what happened to the lipstick. It's worn a bit, like seriously. I should be working on it, but now I've realized I don't even like this color. And my lip must looked crazy at the time, and no one said anything because everyone trying to be nice and ignored this. Then it's another Kate collaboration, I think, is 54 Rock and Roll Nude. I purchased a bunch of these nude shades, trying to pick the best one for me. Turns out I don't like the ones with pink undertone. I like the one with brownish undertone, and I think I have one more, but I kept it at my parents' house, hoping I could use it. I really should get rid of that one as well. But so far, we're getting rid of these two. The last, the cream lipstick, is by Sevi again, their vegan line. Very beautiful shade, but this has gone bad. All the Sevi ones I really enjoy, so the reason I'm getting rid of it is because it's gone bad. Now we get into the cream lip gloss or lip cream, starting with L'Oreal Paris. I'm trying to look for the shade. Oh, here. It's their 102 Scream and Shout. And this one, again, is one of those really pale, not even rosy, a little bit pink undertone. It does not work for me. Every time I put it on, it looks like I just having a deadly disease that is eating me up, so never try this. Actually, similarly shade from Emco Beauty. This is their High Shine Gloss. I don't have a shade name. This must be one of their limited edition, like the Universal. This one tends to have a tiny bit of shimmer in there, but it's so little, I can't actually show it on my lips. If it does have a good amount of shimmer, I can actually make it work. So, see ya. And two, that is, I'm not quite sure if both gone bad. I know the Essence one, the matte lip gloss, is definitely gone bad, but I really do like this shade. Had a look in my collection. Don't worry, I still have similar ones, so I'm not repurchasing this, but this smells funky now. It used to smell like chocolate mousse. And also this Big W one, let me just quickly sniff it. Oh, this one is not bad, but the color is not my color. Okay, so looking at the packaging, I think it's somewhat red. When I swatch it out, it's more of pink. More pink than red, so no, I'm not using more pink. My project pan, I've already tried enough pink only from that one lipstick, and I know I can't deal with pink. I have 3 more eye products, and I think that is pretty much everything for this declutter. 3 are all eyeliners, and I wasn't meant to get up on any of these, but they all dried out, and that's really another reason, like going back to it. I like liquid eyeliners, but they dry out so fast. One is the Essence Deep Eyeliner. I just used it the other day, and I was like, I can't even make one eye. Similar issue with the Echo London. I don't really like this one, although people really seem to be loving it, so I kind of curious, wanted to try again, but every time I used it in my memory, it smudges like crazy. And this one, the NYC, this actually, it was the eyeliner that I meant to roll into my project pan, and I didn't found it. Now I found it, but it's dried out. So let me quickly do an overall count to see how many exactly that I'm getting rid of from this Makeup Declutter. If I'm counting it correctly, I'm getting rid of 45 makeup products in my collection, and don't you worry, there is still a lot more to go through, and a lot of the next roundup, it will more be the things I don't feel like I need, rather than this time, a lot of them are really gone bad, and that is another reason I need to rotate my collection, although I have a humongous collection. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's video. If you have any suggestions on how to get rid of the makeup, have a better life, I know, leave your comments down below. Do you also do declutters of, doesn't have to be makeup, do you do with your clothes, shoes? Oh my god, I have a shoe issue. Skincare, as you guys seen, I have chopping board going on, so that's something I'm tackle through and hopefully be better with it. Yes, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. So if you did, don't forget to give me a like, consider subscribe, and if you'd like to see more of these videos, by liking it or letting me know down in the comments will be really helpful, so thank you in advance. Stay safe and stay positive. I hope I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!